But that means we're down to 4.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm not going to be here for the Flower Park Festival.
Oh, God.
I know.
All right. We may be canceling our table because I was going to be getting on a 7 o'clock ferry and coming down from Maine and hoping to make it by noon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Huh.
yeah. There's only so many, it's only so many years. Yeah.
I think you and I have, well, you've done more than me, but yeah. I completely screwed up the dates. I did.
Yeah, well, as did I.
I scheduled something else and I just realized this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for some reason thought it was the following weekend.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, well.
Maybe they can move it for us.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
So we're gonna have to contest a break. Maybe we can give Kelly the stuff and they can have the table there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just went and I looked and I found all of Joan's bones and the
Oh, really?
all of our
Did
other
Ted give
stuff,
them?
yeah.
Did Ted give them to you?
Ted, yes, Ted donated them to us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
used them last year, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Which means this is about a year now, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. It seems just like yesterday.
Yes, it does.
Ben stopped by and visited with Ted just before he left to go to Maine away this week. So
yeah, he called me to ask me a question. Up here comes Sophia. Yay.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
Okay. So that makes us a quorum. Hi, Erin.
Aaron.
All right. So
Hi.
this is either going to end up being a significant meeting or a very short meeting. Because as I was just telling Christine, Sophia, Shannon has resigned from the commission. I did not realize that until this week. So, and Alex isn't available for tonight. So,
Heather, by chance, did she give you that in writing? Like in an email?
the email, okay, hold on, I will find the email.
If so, can you forward that? Because she only formally resigned from the Conservation Commission.
Or Coast Conservation? Or
I'm sorry,
Resources?
Coastal Resiliency. That's what I meant to say. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So basically what it just says is my sincerest apologies. I thought I sent you an email, but maybe it didn't go through. I resigned from the commission because I moved to New York.
Well, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. If you could forward that to me,
okay.
I'll get it to the Board of Selectmen. So then at
Okay.
least they see the vacancy and can hopefully start, appointing others.
Yeah.
If you know of
It'd be
anybody
nice.
interested, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of the things that we've got two events coming up, one of which we may not be able to staff. Down to 4 people. But one of the things I was thinking was to have a sign up, are you interested sheet at one of those at that. So, okay, so I'm calling the meeting to order. It's 7:34. And we cannot approve the minutes for May 26th and June 23rd because I forgot to send them out. And I apologize, and I will do that. Not first thing tomorrow morning because I have a doctor's appointment, but definitely by tomorrow afternoon. Along with what the heck, the minutes for today too. So, so moving on, does anybody have anything else that they want to add to the agenda for tonight? Nope. Okay. So the next thing I've got on the agenda is the final update on the summer interns. They had a very busy summer. We had the
Mhm.
three of them. Marina for a month at the very beginning of the summer, and then Maya and Brianna for the rest of the summer. Brianna actually just finished on basically the 9th or the 10th, whatever that Friday was. But she worked right up until she left for Davis. And they put a ton of material into the shared drive. My goals for them this summer were to have them prepare materials that I could use when we got to Dark Sky Week or to leaf cleanup periods or to NOMO May. And they put together a ton of stuff. They also wrote 2 grants, which I have to run by you, Aaron, and then figure out how we run them by, I guess it's the Board of Selectmen, the ARP committee. One for doing some sand dune fencing for at the surf club and maybe at East Wharf, and the other one's for putting together a longitudinal marsh study at Salt Meadow Park. Which basically they're both very small. They both wrote, Brianna wrote one, Maya wrote the other, and they both wrote 2 versions of them, one that could be submitted to the town for ARPA funds and the other one that could be submitted to Sea Grant for those development funds. But I think for either one of them, they have to be approved by somebody before there's even a chance of them getting submitted.
I guess the first step would be the commission recommending them.
Okay.
You know,
Could we see them?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, they are drafts. I've also, I have a former intern from when I used to work for Sea Grant and was located at Yale, is now the director of the grants program at Sea Grant. So I have contacted her to see if she's willing to look at theirs, consider them a draft and see what else we might want to put into them. But I will forward the materials to the rest of you.
okay.
As I say, they're pretty small. They're based on the idea of putting 400 or 500 feet, buying 400 or 500 feet of dune fence for the surf club and putting some educational signs on them, and also then basically putting together a curriculum and buying some field supplies to do the surveys at the Salt Meadow. But I see. Okay. And I will figure out how to get into the share drive and then send that information to everybody else so that you all can see all the cool things that they put together.
What do you want to see? So Aaron, I have to apologize. I just shared the link to that folder, that drive folder with you.
Thank you.
So you can view anything. Anything you want, you can just make a copy of. So it's all, it's pretty easy to use if you've used Google Drive before. Yeah. Okay.
I have.
Yeah.
So do you want me just to share the link with the rest of
Yes, could you?
again?
Because
Okay.
you know me, the Google's on the other computer, which sometimes works and sometimes
Oh,
doesn't.
okay.
Okay.
So I think Sophia, I have to add you in here anyway.
Is this the grant proposal?
It's the Google Drive that the Conservation Commission has that's linked to our website.
Okay.
And so they basically, one of the things Marina did at the beginning of the summer was go through everything that the interns had done for the last 4 years and sort them by year and by project type. So you can go in and you can look for
Great.
everything that has to do with invasive plants, or you can look for everything that was done in 2019.
Mhm.
So, but I say, I basically saw it when they would bring it up at one of the things, because every time I try and use my father-in-law's old computer, which is where my Google Drive is, I go.
Do you know if you just log into Google, you can get Google Drive on any computer?
Except
Oh,
when
okay.
when I've done that, and it does come up, and yes, I do it, but I don't want to install Google on this computer because that's what killed my last computer. Has tried to
Really?
do, yeah, it's Google, and
Is it a Mac?
it is not a Mac,
Oh,
but the two operating systems basically were in conflict.
huh. I've
Yeah.
never had that problem before. Yeah.
I
That's
don't know, maybe it was just because the computer was getting old, but it
maybe,
slowed
yeah.
everything down astronomically.
Wow.
Um,
All right.
so,
I'm sharing it with you again. It's just
thank you.
application. It's not like.
Yep. That's fine. As long as
Thank
I
you,
can get in and
Christine.
see it, I don't have to
You're
edit
welcome.
it.
I see it now.
I am your IT person.
Yay, I need
It's-
one.
It's about this
Um,
much. This is about as much as I can handle.
I mean, because and it's very, I'm not going to say accurately, but Heather, it's just that the Google is a browser,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're
And-
linking up into the cloud.
It's in the cloud. Yeah.
I understand that, but when I had Google on my last computer, it and Windows were basically, and whatever the third program was, they were slowing each other down and dropping out and doing very crazy things. That's not what I just hit.
So it helps if you're in Chrome. If you want to use Google Drive, the best thing.
So no, that was the problem. Yes, I had loaded Chrome and I had loaded
Okay.
Windows at the same time, and God help me. So yes.
Okay.
So I set up one computer to be Chrome and the other one to be Windows. Okay, so anyway, so all that stuff is there. Take a look at it. I am particularly fond of some of the things that they did in terms of the all the possible presentation materials. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and look at it now. It's just telling me it's going to send me a thingy. So I would like to use some of the stuff, I think, for some of our upcoming calendar events as well. So take a look at them. And if you see anything you want to add to any of them, that's great. But
So you mean add them in what way? So we have, if I can understand, my brain is fried. I've been on my computer all day. So bear that in mind. I'm not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
So I'll have dumb questions.
Nope, it's not a dumb question because I'm not speaking very clearly myself.
Well,
They put together stuff, and there's some of
Right.
it they put together. They made a lot of the designs, a lot of signs, and a lot of the signs had QR codes on them, and then they wrote material back also on the share drive, and on our website that will link to that material through the QR code. So it's like I'm doing this for No Mo May, click on the QR code for more information about why my lawn looks like heck right now.
So we
sort of,
just look into them and see what's in the folder,
Yes.
particular folder, and if it's something that we
Yeah.
want
So
to-
the Conservation Commission Google Drive folder contains notes from meetings, by year, and then some types of letters. It's got information about the budget. It's got the intern program, invasives, NRI. So it's just got lots of things. And the intern program folder is the one that you want to look at when it comes to looking at all the work.
Oh, right.
They did a great job organizing
That's great.
everything. Yeah. So it needed to be done.
Lovely. All right. Okay. So where should you want us to look and see what we think might be good to include for what events, the first one, it looks like you have October 8th, the Madison Climate Change event.
Yeah.
So you're wondering what kinds of information we should include there?
Right, so it's climate change. It's based at the shore, that event. And there's a great article about it in the newspaper today. Fran
Yeah.
got a good press to get people to sign up for that. Since it says free ice cream, I think it won't be too hard. But we are signed up to have a table, and we are one of the sponsoring organizations because that allowed him to use the surf club for free, and saved him the several $100 thing. And I think this is really important. So it's going to be, first there's going to be the beach sweep, and then there's going to be sort of a table, thingy, like a convention. All sorts of different organizations are going to be there with tables. And one of the things I want to talk about is what we are going to focus on there, because I think coastal resiliency is coming too, or they were, but I don't know if they are now. So I'll have to check with Hank.
So which files should we look at? And I mean, like, what are we going to have little pamphlets out?
So
do you
yeah, so I'm thinking in terms of climate change. Some of the things like native plantings will do better. That the invasives, and making people aware that one of the reasons that the invasives are becoming such an issue, particularly with the vines, is that has to do with climate change.
Right.
Making people think so. And then some of the sea level rise stuff.
Yeah, there's the one thing about, so Marina made a folder about sea level rise, but I don't have access to the document. I'm going to request access, because none of us, if I don't have access, I think none of us have access.
Right.
Or maybe
Where's that?
it's under marshes and SLR, sea level rise. You gotta know the acronym. So
Okay, I've got website info, Sustainable Connecticut Plan and Conservation. I don't see it.
are you in the intern folder?
No. Okay.
Okay, you have to be in the intern.
So we should just go into the intern folder?
Yes. This
Oh,
is great.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
That's where all because they've done the work that create, they've done the work in regard to, different types of
It's
communication.
amazing. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What about responsible water usage? I mean, especially like if there's anything in that folder.
Yeah, I was thinking responsible water usage, and then the change in storm. It's not that it's Madison's not just being affected by sea level rise or being affected by storm intensity, and given some of the storm events we've had in the last week. I'm thinking that people might be more aware. The house next door to ours at Killingworth got struck by lightning today.
What's that?
Oh my God, really?
Yes.
What happened?
The house next door to the one we own in Killingworth got struck by lightning today at the exact same time that one got struck on Princess Drive. So
that's crazy. Wow.
So
which ones are you talking about? You're talking about on the agenda notes I'm typing.
Yes.
So, responsible water usage, sea level rise, native plants, invasives.
It all as they relate to climate change. So that's for the October 8th event.
Right. Those are the ones you think you want to use?
I think so, but the question is, for people, is that what we want to use? The other thing we could do is also just like have the anti-idling signs there, because that's a climate awareness thing.
Oh yeah.
Get people who have private property can put them up whenever they want to. It's
Mhm.
only when we're trying to put
You
them on
know,
town property.
That
we have
would
to
be
get the permit.
great because honestly, I think trying to go around town and getting 2 weeks or 4 weeks and rotating them is quite a challenge.
Mhm.
And I am absolutely, I'm working crazy hours this year. I am like, my head is not above water.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so I'll add those in. Okay, so anyway, so I would like people to look at that. October 8th is coming up. I'm planning on staffing the event, but if anybody else wants to come and clean the beach.
I would like to go.
eat
Do I
ice
have to?
cream, yeah, you have to, there's actually a like sign up genius thing. It's in the article in the newspaper.
Right. Do we have to register to go or do we just?
I think they do. I think we do.
We need to
I think
register?
we need to register.
Okay.
Individually, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he knows the Conservation Commission is going to have a table, but they actually need to know there's 100-person limit for the room.
Oh,
So
okay.
they need to
Okay.
make sure that they don't go over that.
Okay.
So if anybody is planning on going, they should sign up for that. And then you get free ice cream. And he says he's trying to get the pizza truck there too.
That's
Works
fine.
for me. Yeah. And music from School of Rock. It sounds like it's going to
Can
be
we
good.
remind people bring their own water bottles? And, if we're talking conservation and climate change, one of the things we should do is tell people don't use plastic water bottles.
Yep.
And bring your own stuff.
BYO
Fran-
bottles.
So,
yes.
so Fran Brady is the coordinator of this event. So
Right.
like it would be,
I'm sure he will, but I
Yeah.
will ask him
yeah,
about that.
ask him to post. Yeah.
I can send them an email too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can be a second person sending him an email.
I'm sure he's on that.
Yeah.
It's plastic.
Yes.
I do events at the college. I tell students bring your own bottle. I have bought dishes for our program and we wash them. Everyone washes their own dish.
Mm-hmm.
I can't handle it.
Yeah.
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 I have a young man who wants a cup every day so he can get water from the water fountain. I'm like, I don't have any more cups for you. I gave you 2 cups. Get it.
Wait, use your hands.
Like what's going on with you? How old are you?
You've got-
17. Like,
Yep.
get
Right.
a bottle.
Okay. So let's,
Flower Park.
yep.
Can we-
So I
can
was gonna
we-
say, let's jump back up
Yeah.
because one of the other things I was thinking about was whether the having the Conservation Commission talk about the food recycling pilot program at the October 8th event would be a good idea.
The composting program?
The composting program.
Yeah, I had to say I joined it.
You did?
I did join it. Yep. They take my compost once a week. I signed up for the once a week.
Through Blue Earth or through the pilot program?
No, actually it was through Blue Earth. I haven't done
Okay.
that program, but I don't even know what the pilot program is. I signed up.
Yeah. And I haven't
So-
heard anything either. So Erin, that's a question. I thought that when Peggy and Lauren talked to me back the beginning of the end of August, they were like going to try for the week after Labor Day to meet with haulers and stuff. And all of a sudden I'm seeing purpletrash.com signs all over town. And I'm wondering, since I know they said they were giving out purple bags, whether that's the pilot program.
I think purple, that's a regular trash.
It's
hauler.
a regular trash hauler? Okay.
Ah,
And illegal signs.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking
As I've inherited that hat to wear for.
Aren't you lucky?
temporary Portion of, yeah. I was involved in one meeting
Uh-huh.
with the consultants for
Right.
for this grant program, and I have not been included in any other meetings,
Yeah.
Heather. So I really
Yeah.
can't give you an update
Okay.
because I don't know.
So somehow it's fallen off the shelf again because they
No,
were
I
like,
think
"Oh,
I think it's moving forward.
Okay.
just not through my department.
Okay. Because they were like, oh yeah, we'll have you come to the meeting with the haulers and see what's going on. And if you guys want to publicize, help us publicize it. So I will email
Either,
Lauren.
I would recommend either Lauren or Johnny Anako.
Yep. Okay.
What is the hollers?
The trash haulers.
Haulers, the
Oh,
trash collectors, garbage,
haulers.
yeah, garbage collectors. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, who would be
My
able
Southern
to.
come out.
You know why? I have Appalachia on my mind and I'm thinking of a holler.
Yeah, well, so it's just, you said it, and I'm like, yep, I can hear that, totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that, again, with the climate change event, if we're talking personal responsibility is one of the
Mhm.
things that, so letting people know about this composting program would be a
So
a
wait,
good thing for us.
so Brianna made posters for people to join Blue Ribbon.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So we could bring one of those posters too
yes, absolutely.
to well, I mean, does it affect climate change?
Does because
Everything does.
that's, yeah,
Think about the
it's,
methane, yeah.
if you're not wasting the food, it's at least going, it's instead of rotting in the landfill or being burned in the incinerator, which apparently it's not going to be anymore. Apparently all the kinetic incinerators are shutting down and our trash is about to get
Oh.
hauled out of state.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, neither did I until I
Yeah.
found out about this. So,
Wow.
um,
Huh.
so that may be something just to, so
Hmm.
in terms of then you're hauling things to another state, so you've got all those, that fuel cost. You've got the, yeah, there's
Well,
a ton.
we've got a problem of polluting someone else's backyard.
Yes,
Yeah, well. Hmm.
so I will check. So I think that and the anti-idling signs and the bring your own bottle reminders.
Mm-hmm.
And if I come up with anything else brilliant between then,
That's great.
between now and then, I will put something together. So I guess that the update on 5 then is that we don't have an update, and I will email Lauren. So for the Bower Park Festival, after having actually been approached by the committee well in advance of the event and saying, yes, Christine and I have both screwed up our calendars and will not be in town on the 15th. So
Let me see what oh my God.
You're not available either?
I'm here.
you're here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
So my if I give you the stuff ahead of time, and hopefully Alex will be around.
Usually there.
He's usually there for that.
Mhm.
If you guys can be there for sit up, I see it's not starting till 11 this year,
Mm.
which
Good.
seems, yes, which seems it's 11 to 3 this year. So I'm like,
Uh,
actually, I like that.
All right.
So
But
that
what
means
I'll
you
do
just
instead of going to the October 8th, if you want, I'll go to the October
15th.
15th.
okay,
I'd rather, we need to make sure that one has folks.
okay.
So you
Perfect.
and I can talk ahead of time. Will you be
Yeah.
here on the 14th?
No, the problem is I'm leaving town on the 11th.
Okay,
So, and I
so when
will be
do
coming
I
back
get
on the 15th. So I will probably next weekend or the
next week? Yeah, the October 8th weekend I can get.
yes, the October weekend, the October 8th weekend, I can get the stuff to you. I'll have it all ready by Indigenous People / Columbus Day,
Yeah.
Monday, because I'm leaving town on Tuesday. So we'll have the bones. So that's always, a no-brainer. Everybody loves those. And I'm thinking for that one of the things I believe, I don't know
What will
which
we have?
was
You
work.
said-
I don't know which student was working on it, but one of the things that we were talking about this fall was proper leaf management. So somebody can look in the thing. They were going to they were putting together some stuff on,
mhm.
it's not nice to blow leaves onto your neighbor's property or across the street into the wetland, and composting them in place.
I don't really see a folder on that.
Okay, so it may not have gotten done.
There might be,
So Bower Park is 11 to 3 on the
Yes.
15th.
So, if you were there at 10:30, you'll have plenty of time to throw things onto tables. And I'll give you the banners and the handouts and, the pencils and the magnifiers and all the stuff we've got, for the people. And I will be catching a 7:30 ferry off of the island in Maine, so I hope to be back down by noon, but so, but yeah, I'm so glad you're available for that. And I will email Alex and make sure that ask him that if he's available.
So what am I doing for that event? Can you give me an overall picture right now, or is it not
Basically,
enough time?
we put all the stuff out on the table, and then people come up and, like, for the bones and stuff, you show them like the different teeth so they can tell a predator from a prey. And, you like, look at the eye sockets, look at the teeth, look at the end, what kind of animal do you think that is? That's works for really small people. Then in the past, we've had like a lot of hands-on, like, invasive plants that we talk to people about, and they're like, people walk up and go, I got that. But I'm thinking that this year, if I do the vine thing for October 8th, I'll have that there. I'm hoping to, sort of recycle some of the stuff.
Yeah, whatever you have
Yeah.
that I can recycle.
Then it's basically we're the commission. These are a lot of things that we're involved in. Is anybody interested in joining us?
And then I can have a sign up sheet.
Yes,
for
exactly.
information, or
Yeah.
if
Yes.
they would
Do
like
we-
to be a part of it.
And I've still got your little poster you made, Christine.
I
That
was
has
just
the
gonna,
QR
yeah.
code that links to our website.
Mhm.
So if there's anything where you can't give them information, you can be like, go to the website. A lot of the stuff is on here. So.
Okay.
All right. So that'd
It might be
great.
nice to just post the posters that they've made, that the girls made, that the interns made.
Yeah.
They have a poster on composting in Madison, Dark Sky Week, No Mow May, and I know it's October, but it might be good just to advertise for those.
Right.
Let's just say that this is what we do,
This is
and
look for more information on these coming in 2023.
Right.
Yeah.
do you have any information on how people, just that, do you have any information that I can hand out or provide, Heather, on how you can use your leaves? Because I compost my leaves.
Mhm.
So.
Oh,
if-
yes.
Well,
Yes,
isn't that what
actually-
Heather- isn't that what you
Yeah,
were
that's what
talking-
I'm saying. There's a pamphlet we discussed. It may have only been half drafted, in which case I've got the material that I gave them to look at, and I will just redraft it on, yes, things you can do with your leaves that aren't putting them in bags and putting them at the curb. Because even if it's just,
Yeah, I just don't see a folder on that in here.
okay.
I mean, It might be, but
Yeah, it might not
I
have
don't see-
gotten done.
it might be in a folder that I don't, and that I just,
Mhm.
I got some milkweed seeds that I'm going to plant.
Yay.
I'm excited.
I left milkweed pods on my porch last winter, and I now have a whole new stand off on the side of my house, and I'm like, yeah.
Awesome.
And they had butterflies on them, or they had the caterpillars on them, so I was very excited. Okay, so I'll work on creating that flyer between now and the 8th or the 15th. It'll
Mhm.
be either have it at the climate change event, but I figure October 15th is the perfect time to get people for really,
Yeah.
there are many things you can do with your leaves that aren't like blowing them into the local wetland.
First, you make piles and you jump in them.
Yeah.
Then you mow them down.
Yes. And then you put them back around the trees because it makes the trees happy, because they really don't like having grass.
Mhm.
And please don't pay for chopped up trees to put under your trees. Just use the leaves. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Actually,
Is that related to this next item, autumn leaf removal outreach?
yes, it is.
Okay.
See, so you're saying it's not in the folder. That's unfortunate. So I'm going to create the flyer if I don't find anything when I go more in depth. But yes, basically it's the, let's break the cycle of cutting down trees and chopping them up so that we can put them under trees that we've just raked all the leaves out away from. Because it's nuts. So the trees want leaves under them, not chopped up relatives. Small pet peeve of mine. Okay, and that's then the Christmas trees in the sand dunes. I know that several years back, so when the girls and Austin Hall and I were talking about doing the dune restoration, that several years ago, I guess it was after Sandy or Irene, the state Hammonasset had all the Boy Scouts collected all of the Christmas trees, and they actually used them to patch the dunes at Hammonasset to get them restarted. So that's something that we've got 2 months to work on, October and November, but a program would have to be hashed out by the 1st of December so that it could be organized through Christmas. So that's something I need to talk to Johnny Anako about, because Aaron, you said that he is interested in the dune, the surf club dune restoration.
That was an app. So there are some grant opportunities now through DEEP. I submitted 4, I think, applications. So FEMA long-term recovery committee was basically playing matchmaker through the regional COGS to try to line up municipalities with available grant opportunities. And so they had asked us a year ago for some projects to submit. And the dune restoration was one of the projects I had put in. We're just starting to see some feedback from that program. So, but it's a little different. They kind of gave us back a spreadsheet where some of these projects would fall. That's one that should be fairly easy to get funding for. The DEEP program, there's a webinar, an informational webinar tomorrow actually about this new grant assistance program that I'm going to attend at 12 o'clock. So the first phase is planning funding. Grant applications are due by November, and then there's a second phase of actual projects. So I'll learn a little bit more about that, but we are hoping to, at some point, be able to get some funding for not just the Dune project, but other ones that are identified in the Coastal Resiliency Plan.
Right, yeah.
Some of them need a lot more engineering than the dune restoration.
Right, yes.
This is a small scale, which is
Yes.
maybe an easier one to kind of knock off our list earlier.
Yeah, because I have to say, when I worked with the girls to go through and find the aerial photos of the dunes from before Sandy and Irene, and then what happened then, and then what happened after the storm a couple of years ago, it's really, I mean, I had known sort of in my mind that it had changed, but really seeing how it had gotten completely flattened at that east end is impressive.
I know. It's a shame. I wish we would have planned for that earlier.
Oh,
It seems like it would have been a relatively easy one.
Mhm.
early on in our, the plan's been adopted since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the
That's-
Garvin, it's funny because they put the fencing in at the other end at Garvin Point, but they just never did it down at the east
well, the
end.
fencing, yeah, but I mean, as
Yeah.
far as the actual,
Right, but even if they,
Restoration, yeah.
yes, but even if they put fencing in back in 2016, it it wouldn't look the way it does right now.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll let you know what the
Okay.
results are. You're welcome to
Yeah.
register for the,
So it's,
forward you the email.
okay, that'd be great. I have a physical at 11:15, but I might be done at noon. Okay, so then, Dark Skies Week is coming up. That's one of the things so the girls will have, they've made the posters, they put together a bunch of information. I had Brianna talk to Santa Stanley. And then I tried to get her to talk to John DeLaura too. And I think she did because she said, I was like, let's get, both sides of the, the very partisan person and the what's the town point of view. And they put together some good stuff. They built off of the presentation that was done for planning and zoning 2 summers ago. And I still want to see if somebody in like the CAD program at the high school can design, because we had another long discussion about how do we fit hoods on all of the different light fixtures, so that we can control glare. And it keeps boiling back down to, if it's not easily accessible, cheap, and going to fit on almost any light fixture, it's not going to get used. Because I look at my lights and go, I really want to put a like 2-inch hood on that, so it'll stop shooting out and it will just shoot straight down. But it requires a 25-foot ladder, and gosh darn it, I'm not getting around to it. So that's something that I would like us to think about working on. So Dark Skies Week and No Mow May and anti-idling, I think we will bring those to the October 8th event, the October 15th event, and try and get people interested, and maybe we can pick up actually people that are passionate about some of those things to be members of the commission.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, because basically we've got the stuff and we've got it out there. We just have to start this time far enough. And now that we've got the material put together, we just need to start far enough in advance to get the publicity out this year. Although we do need to consider whether we can get a new banner made, because it blew to pieces this past year. Our Dark
The
Skies.
Oh, the Dark Skies.
Dark
Oh,
Sky
okay.
poster that,
Really?
yeah,
That
we
goes
left,
across 90.
yeah, that's the one that used to go across 79, but I don't know that the town has even replaced that hanging area yet, because it broke in one of the storms. And so we actually hung it in front of the church up in North Madison for March and April, and with the wind we had in March and April, it literally shredded. So yeah, so we want to get another donated banner and get a new one painted. Okay. Okay. Sustainable recertification effort. All I have to say is I have found the newspaper article with the picture of the interns and the watershed sign. So that's a definite 5 points we can get to. But basically, I put this on last month and thought I was going to do great things this month, but we didn't have the meeting last month. But Erin, you and I will need to get back to our regular meeting. And
Yeah, I hear that they're going to be changing some things for 2023. So they had sent out an email looking, they had done
feedback
some
email. Yes.
requesting feedback from various stakeholders on the proposed changes to the program for 2023. So since 2022 is closed at this point,
Right.
I think we may want to, I mean, we can continue to work on
Right.
gathering what we have, but
Yes.
we may find that these subcategories shift again. I know
Yeah.
in 2023, they're coming out with a gold certification
Right.
as well.
I did see that.
So I don't know if the website, if they've actually adopted the new changes and have released them for everybody to kind of look at yet. I
Okay.
have to say I have not looked at that in a good month and a half. I've been
Right.
unexpectedly short-staffed. John is out on medical, so
I heard that.
yeah.
Is he
So
okay?
yeah, he's going to be out likely through the middle of November.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I've just been wearing a few hats
So
now.
many hats.
So I didn't,
It's a lot.
and I
Right.
inherited wetlands as of July 1st. So I've just been,
Yeah. Okay, well,
maintaining
then-
and not
then-
doing a lot of extra.
Then I will say that you and I do not need to meet until after Thanksgiving.
But I would
Wow.
like to, I'll let you know if I
Yeah.
see anything from
Okay, yes.
Sustainable as far as the new, because I really do think we need to be ahead of the game getting into the spring so that
Yes.
we can submit for spring certification.
I would agree. Okay, I'm looking at a screen full of mothers. So having cleaned out both of my daughter's rooms, one because she left for college and the other because she wants to move into her sister's room. I then cleaned out my office because I was on a on a little bit of a tear, and it's like, okay. So I just went through paperwork going back to 2011 and found a whole bunch of
That's a
stuff that
long
was like,
time.
yeah, well, it's like I had these piles. It's like, this is the riparian buffers pile, and this is the sea level rise pile, and this is the invasive species pile. So I was looking through all of them, and I'm like, a lot of this relates to the sustainability stuff, but it also relates to the plan of conservation and development. And darn it, we're going to get this stuff in there this time. So, yeah, if there's anything that's coming up, there were some things that, and the POCD, is that?
POCD, the commission did, and I can't recall if I think I told you this at the last round. They have hired Tyche Planning and Policy Group, who's going to be assisting us. We had one kickoff meeting with the commission last month. They're dedicating their first meeting of the month to POCD discussions. And I think I have to say our last meeting, our September meeting, was very short because of pending applications. We had public hearing issues we had to maintain. So we ended up sharing the meeting. But we are going to dedicate the first meeting of the month. And I think what we're looking to do is then invite groups into those meetings so that we have a set meeting date and be able to, John Guzkowski, our consultant, had thought of options of whether it's group-based or general section, on a broader scale. But it can be either, the commission can decide for a representative or everybody to come for, a greater discussion. So as we start to get a little more structure of how we're going to move forward, I'll keep you informed.
Okay.
But we really
Great.
don't you know, it was a very high level conversation in
Uh-huh.
our last meeting.
Okay, yeah,
So our next discussion, and you're welcome to attend any of them,
Yeah.
because they'll be the first planning and zoning meeting.
Yep.
Just
yeah,
to,
first
if you
Thursday,
wanted
yep.
to follow along. So our next discussion is going to be on October 6th. And John and I have scheduled a day next week just to kind of come up with the agenda of how we're going to move forward on that. So
Okay,
I'll keep you in the loop.
cool. Sounds good.
Do you want me to send you the link to the Eventbrite sign up for the climate change thing?
That I have,
You have that? Okay.
yes. I think Fran sent that to me directly.
I'm sure he did for me too, but
But Sophia might want it.
I'm going to do the October
She's
15th.
doing
Oh, that's
the-
right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
right. Never mind.
yeah, you and I are gonna do the,
Yeah, we'll do, so we'll do the
Yeah.
8th and hopefully Alex and Sophia can do the 15th. Okay, anybody got anything we want to spend money on for 2022, 2022, 23?
well, we have interns.
We will have interns hopefully. We are still,
Oh.
actually, I need to go down and talk to them because neither of them sent me their last time sheet, so I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to tell
Okay.
Teresa that we're stretching this out a little bit. I think posters, once we get to know Monet and
Mhm.
Dark Sky. Or posters, or rather lawn signs, I think is what I really mean.
You said banner too, Heather, right?
And banner, yes. Oh, the last time we made a banner, we got the guy that hung the banners for the town gave us one that somebody had left in back of his storage unit for 2 years. So he figured they weren't coming back for it, and we painted over the whole thing. So it was reduced, reused,
Oh, for the
recycled.
dark sky.
For the
You mean
dark sky one, yeah.
sky.
So I have to check.
Well,
with
that's how
Charlie.
you got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the paint to go on it was not cheap, so I will put banner paint on my list. Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure we do a better job this year of getting in advance. Okay. Anything else for the good of the order? Other than Sophia's going to bed?
I'm so tired. I can't. And
I can tell. I can tell. Yeah, that was me last night at about this time. It's like, so, okay. In that case, I will call for a motion to adjourn.
Move
I
we
see you're
adjourn.
making-
I move we adjourn.
Okay, and Sophia's seconding it. I could tell that. So I'm gonna say good night to everybody. Christine, I'm gonna put you in charge of if you don't see an email from me with minutes by 4 o'clock tomorrow, beat
Oh,
me.
you want me to remember? Okay,
I
I
want
will
you
do my
to- yeah,
best.
try
I'll put it
that.
in my
Try that.
calendar too.
Okay,
Remind me.
yes,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you,
sounds good.
everyone.
yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank